Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, when William Samoei Ruto issued a decree that the northeastern residents should be given IDs without vetting, the move was already suspicious.
Wananchi wa Northern Kenya kwa miaka 60. Leo nimesema hiyo maneno ya vetting iondolewe.
Now, when members of parliament allied to William Ruto got to an extent of saying that voters registration is not necessary and that people should vote using their national ID.
I am going to propose an amendment to the Elections Act where it will no longer be a requirement by IEBC to register a Kenyan as a voter. As long as you have a national ID card, you are free to enter into a polling station and cast your vote in favor of the candidate of your choice.
The move becomes more suspicious. What DIDMUS BARASA issued as a statement shocked many, because what DIDMUS BARASA is saying is that we should now start using IDs and disregard the voter's card. That move will be technically suspending the BVR, which is the biometric voter registration system that has all the voters who are supposed to vote, the eligible voters. The BVR does that. What DIDMUS BARASA is telling us is that IEBC should now discontinue BVR. I want us to explore this statement, ladies and gentlemen, because the move is suspicious, just like I told you, and the move has already made people looking at this Kenya Kwanza government from an angle whereby they are already trying to create an avenue for rigging. Is that the case, ladies and gentlemen? So before we explore this story further, ladies and gentlemen, kindly like this video. It's so important, because when you like this video, that is the only YouTube shares our content. Subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel cannot grow. DIDMUS BARASA is telling us something very, very sensitive. In fact, many Kenyans don't agree with DIDMUS BARASA. Why should we remove the BVR? Why should we remove the stage of registering people for to be as voters? What is the importance of having an IEBC system in that case? The IEBC system has the BVR module, and it also has electronic voter identification part. Now, this is where when you walk into a polling station, you must get identified. You are verified. The EVD does that. So if your details are not in the BVR, then it means even this EVD might be technically suspended. How many of you, ladies and gentlemen, agree with the DIDMUS BARASA? Because personally, I think hii ni kuturegesha nyuma kabisa to the days of Moi.
It will no longer be a requirement by IEBC to register a Kenyan as a voter.
You know, back then in the days when there was no IEBC system whereby things used to be manual, wakati huo ulikuwa unasikia kwamba kuna zile votes kule Tharaka Nithi zilikuwa zinasafirishwa na helicopter, and then all of a sudden unasikia ballot boxes zilianguka zilianguka, then the zilianguka can't be traced. It means those votes in that area will not be counted, will not account to the final tally at the Bomas of Kenya. That is what DIDMUS BARASA wants us to go to, honestly speaking. Because if you now remove the biometric voter registration phase, you know, that phase whereby your details are captured, you can do a fingerprint verification, you can do all that. If that stage is removed, siyo ni sana kwenda manual.
Accept the elections.
On behalf of the Electoral Commission, I wish you a merry and happy new year.
They are giving us a story here that it's going to protect Kenya from from spending more on actually voting process that they shall have cut cost.
Even if you ask the Gen Zs, I think the Gen Zs are going to support this. There's no issues of rigging election by trying to put that thing which DIDMUS Baraza brought in. Kipchumba Murkomen, as the Minister for Interior, did not bring this thing. He didn't mention himself. This is a member of parliament like myself. And those are the things we normally widely think about it and discuss about it so that we can deliberate. We can discuss and try to put it in the floor of the House, discuss and make sure that at least this is something which is going to be beneficial to all the people or not. This is not about the opposition or the ruling elite.
But the big question is, did Kenyans say that it is so expensive to conduct voting? Ama ni wao ndio wamekuwa suspicious? DIDMUS Baraza tayari amefanya makosa kabisa kutoa ile matamshi. If I were him, I would have stayed quite a bit, because it is just that less than a week ago where RUTO made a pronouncement about suspend vetting for the northeastern residents, a move that many people have decried. I saw a certain statement from the Trans Nzoia governor, Natembeya. Natembeya being the former RRC regional commander, Rift Valley, understands the security well. He knows the threat. So he talked about why this move by William Ruto is going to pose a huge danger. So if DIDMUS Baraza hata hajangoja Ruto akae hata kama ni wiki mbili, anakuja anatuambia statement already, natuambia kwamba this was pre-planned. Let me take you through this series of events. First, we are confronted with a rally in Rift Valley where Faramali makes a pronouncement ambayo inashtua watu, telling us that Northeastern is going to give William Ruto 99% of the votes. The second thing is that Ruto towards Northeastern region makes a pronouncement, issues a decree of lifting the the vetting, national ID vetting process. He lifts that. Then also he goes further to say that they are going to be treated like other Kenyans. And then DIDMUS Baraza tells us that in fact IEBC should use the national identification cards. What about the facial expressions? Itakuwaje? Hapo kuna changamoto kidogo, na DIDMUS Baraza hapo kidogo hiyo bill ama nasema table, hiyo bill ni ya kuturegesha nyuma. His statements are a bit retrogressive, sio vitu za kuangalia mbele, anaenda nyuma. What he would have said is, how do we better the BVR, how do we better the EVD, electronic vote identification system, how do we better it so that it can deal with this growing threat that we are being confronted with, because there is going to be more people in Northeastern. We are told that many have not been voting because hawana ID. Now they will vote in their numbers, so we are going to see numbers kama zile Tarakaniti, millions, so that's why in very few words many people suspect that hii ni move ya kurig. Hii ni ile move ya kurig kabisa. According to many people, they think that this is going to be that this is how they are going to rig in future, because the move is trying to replace the votes that they're not going to get in Mount Kenya. A survival tactic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there. Just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this statement coming from DIDMUS Baraza. Does DIDMUS Baraza want Kenyans to suspend BVR, something that we spent millions on, and the EVD, the electronic vote identification system, biometric voters registration system? Does he want us to suspend those modules? Akili kichwani mwako. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.